You'll be looking for an old file cabinet and a couple of picture frames after you see this. I'm removing some dents using a hammer, then oiling the sliders with a product called inox. I'm also removing the original handles along the front. Now I'm cleaning the cabinet by removing any stickers or glue using Goof Off. To complete the cleaning process, I'm finishing off with Fusion's TSP Alternative, which is a non-toxic cleaner you don't need to rinse off. I'm teaming up Fusion mineral paint in cast iron along with a velour roller so I don't get any brush strokes. After opening the drawers and taping off any areas I don't wish to get paint on, I'm rolling the paint on the entire piece. This will help leave a flawless finish. While the cabinet is drying, the backs of the picture frames are being ripped off, then scraped back to the wood. After a good cleaning and dusting using a tack cloth, I'm painting both frames also in cast iron. I'm measuring the center mark on each side of the cabinet, then positioning a stencil pattern in place using masking tape. I'm removing some paint from the brush, then tapping through the stencil until my desired coverage is met. The file cabinet is being placed on the floor with drawers facing up. A piece of masking tape is being placed over the handle holes, then punched through with a pen to create a template. The picture frames are being positioned in the center of each drawer using masking tape along the edges to mark their positions, then hot glued in place. The handles are being spray painted in white to coordinate with the pattern. The handles are now being placed in the center of the frames. Then masking tape is being used to mark where the screws are located. Now I know where to place my template. After using a hammer and nail to make a small divot, I'm drilling new holes through the template into the metal. After reinstalling the handles, I'm positioning an old cutting board on top of the cabinet I refreshed with sanding. It fit perfectly. Then after filling up the cabinet and adding accessories, my newly revamped file cabinet is ready to work hard while looking gorgeous. The picture frames changed the entire look to resemble high-end molding, and I didn't have to build a thing. And the stenciling really pops against that deep, beautiful paint base. And even if you don't need a file cabinet for folders, consider using the drawers for office supplies instead. This makes landing letter-sized cabinets a steal, which are smaller and easier to manage. You are going to want to scout out any old file cabinet when you see how fabulous this garden idea turned out. My front entry houses a water hose, however, here's how I went about disguising it. After removing the drawers from an old metal 2-drawer file cabinet, I'm hosing it down to clean it up. Then I am now spray painting all the exposed sides with a metal outdoor spray paint. I picked up a rubber 3D wrought iron look doormat, which is the kind you can see through. Working with the rubber mat design, the mat is being trimmed down with a metal ruler and X-Acto knife so it fits the cabinet front. The back of the mat is being sprayed with a heavy coat of spray adhesive to assist with the next step. Some heavy-duty outdoor glue is being applied in random spots. With the file cabinet laying on its back, the mat is being positioned into place along the front of the cabinet. Now I'm spray painting the mat so it blends in with the cabinet along with any other missed areas to the cabinet front. 2 or 3 coats may be required. Grabbing some Dollar Tree trash cans, I'm stacking 2 on each side inside the cabinet. Some planks of wood are being placed along the tops of the garbage cans to create a raised platform. 2 ferns are being placed inside the cabinet. No extra soil is even needed. And the end result is an outdoor, durable, gorgeous planter that doesn't break the bank. It really ups the curb appeal to my front door, plus it hides the garden hose at the same time.
My tired old filing cabinet was in desperate need of a makeover. To start this project, I'm going to give the surface of the cabinet a quick sanding. I'm also going to give it a quick wipe down before the painting begins. I'm going to paint the cabinet with some creamy white chalk paint that I know will stick to metal. I've chosen this beautiful decoupage paper that I know will go perfectly with my decor. I'm going to line up the paper with the top of the drawer so that I have no issues getting it straight. To stick the paper in place, I'm going to brush on a layer of decoupage glue onto the top portion of the drawer and then lay on my paper. I want to be careful once the paper starts to absorb that glue, so I'm going to use my hands to flatten it out first, but then I'm going to use a wad of plastic wrap so that the paper doesn't get ripped. Now that I'm at the bottom of the top drawer, I want to slice off the rest of the paper so I can use it on the bottom drawer. I've adhered the paper to both drawers now and want to give it one final coat of the decoupage glue. This is just going to help to seal it in. I'm going to use a brush and brush on a thin layer all over the entire surface. Now that the paper is secured in place and the glue is all dry, I can use a sanding block to gently take off any excess. Once everything is off, I'll give it just a little light sanding to smooth it all out on the edges. In order to use the handles, I want to also remove the paper from those. To protect my new piece, I'm going to finish it all off with a coat of wax, and then I'll be ready to go. My filing cabinet looks incredible now, and it's as pretty as it is functional. I couldn't be more happy with this makeover. I hope this has inspired you to give your old filing cabinet a new look as well.
I had an old metal filing cabinet that I didn't want to just toss away. First thing I did though was take the heavy drawers out. I'm going to probably save those later for another project, but these little metal pieces, they can go. They don't need those. Next, I'm going to take that filing cabinet. It's super light now, and I'm going to turn it over and use the back of my hammer. I'm going to put some drain holes in the bottom. If you've had a stressful day, this is a great activity. Next, because it's so much lighter, I can turn it back over and I'm going to start priming it. I'm going to use a gray primer instead of white. I love how much it covers, and the great thing about it is if there's any rust marks, this gray primer will cover it all the way up. Once I get that up, it's okay to let it start drying, and I'm going to start cutting some timber up. I use these 2x3s. They're perfect to build a trellis in the back. And I'm also going to use my Craig jig because it's great for pocket holes. These pocket holes are nice because they hide the screw once you put them in, and they're super strong. What I'm going to do is lay these out, these boards, and I'm going to go ahead and use the Craig jig pockets that come with them and put them in place. Once I get them all screwed in, the actual screws are hidden and you won't see them, especially being on the back side. It also makes them super strong. Once I get this thing built, then it's time to go ahead and lay out the trellis. I'm not going to need all of this, so I'm going to mark it, the width of the boards that I cut, and then I'm going to use my jigsaw to cut straight through. This trellis is vinyl and it's easy to cut. And then I'm going to take the trellis and then put it down and use staples to adhere it. I don't need to put any glue or anything. Staples are going to make it really strong and hold it in place. You can use screws if you need to, but staples will be just fine. Then I'm going to turn it back over, and I need to go ahead and attach the cabinet to the trellis. Just pre-drill and put some screws in there to hold it in place. Next, it's time for some paint. You want to get some good quality, and instead of brushing it on, I had this paint sprayer that I'm going to use. As you can see, look at how fine the spray is. I actually almost got this done with one coat. Once I put it on, make sure you're outside and that it doesn't watch out for the overspray. Once I get it on, I'm going to go ahead and paint the trellis also. And I did do 2 coats because it was white and it needed that second coat. Now it's time to put it in place, and I'm going to go ahead and put some filler in. I have some of these pine shavings from another project, so I'm going to go ahead and fill it up. And then once I got it full, it's time to put the plants in. That's why we put the bottom holes in, just in case when we go to water, it gives it something to seep out. I'm going to put these plants in place, use the pine filler to fill it up around the edges, and look at this project. It's so wonderful. I love how it looks. Instead of throwing that metal away, I was able to repurpose it with the trellis in the back and make it look super cool. And once the plants start to grow, they're going to grow up over the sides and up the trellis. I think this thing turned out super cool. I hope this inspired you to go ahead and upcycle and recycle any furniture or materials that you have. Thank you for watching Home Talk, and we'll catch you next time.